Hi friends, how you doing today? Thank you so much for being here. This video is kind of my annual, oh, this is what I got for Christmas and birthday beauty-wise. My birthday falls on December 27th. It's really not a ton. I feel like I've kind of kept up with all the things I really wanted and took care of those to review or talk about pre-Christmas. But there are some things. My parents gave me some money for Christmas and I used that at Sephora. So I'm just going to be getting ready today and playing with some of this stuff, and I thought I'd take you along with me. So number one here, I got this from Bub, and he heard me talking about how much I really wanted the Whispers in the Library scent from Replica. This is not readily available on Sephora's site. I think he got this through Amazon. I love this scent. This is just the best. It says fragrance description, paper and waxed wood. I mean, it doesn't sound that amazing, but I swear it's so good. I love this so much. I discovered it at first, was it over a year ago? Between 1 and 2 years ago, I think I got a sample of this from Sephora. There's a depth to this fragrance. There's a yumminess kind of also, which is odd, but also like just a comforting feel. The idea of books, I mean, it's crazy. It's an absolutely beautiful scent, and I'm so glad I have it. I also got a little like skincare trio here from Glow Recipe. This is the Guava Vitamin C Dark Spot Serum. I haven't really started using this stuff yet, so I don't really have anything to say about it, but I believe that's the full size in that. I'm not dealing with like melasma issues super majorly, but I just kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about the skincare from this line, and this trio seemed like a good way to do it. I really wanted to try this Plum Plump Hyaluronic Cream. I thought that sounds really fun. And then they also give you the Guava Vitamin C Bright Eye Gel Cream, just a little size of that. So I thought that would be fun. Experiment with some new skincare in the new year. I am pretty set on the skincare that I'm currently using, but I'm open to trying some new things. In terms of makeup, I got these from Drunk Elephant, these drops that everyone loves, the De-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. I feel like I had these once upon a time when they were packaged differently. Didn't really get into them majorly, but I'm gonna, whoa. Well, some just fell right on my nose there. I was trying to be all cool about it. Do a few little dots around. I feel like this is kind of like the overall impact I get from my Lumi Glotion in the shade Deep Glow. So I don't know that I absolutely had to have these. That look is so similar. I need to more closely compare, maybe even do a little half and half on my face just to see the difference, but it is just a beautiful kind of like hard to put your finger on, healthy, slightly deepened up vacation glow that this gives you. I really do like it. And you don't need to overuse them to get that. I didn't feel like I actually had a ton on my skin. For foundation today, I'm actually going to use my Maybelline Superstay as powder foundation. We're going to see how that goes. And first I'm going to put on some concealer. So this is just my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in Light Peach. I hope you all had a great Christmas. I really had a wonderful time. We weren't able to get the entire family together, but we got some together for my birthday, and it was so much fun. Like, we had the best time ever. Oh, I forgot to do my little brush trick there where I smooth it out first. Oops. But we had like a Pictionary tournament, and it was one of those gatherings where everyone was engaged in everything. Like, there wasn't a lull where everybody was like retreating to their phones, you know what I mean? It was just the most fun evening, going from games to eating to more games and dessert. It was just a blast, and I hadn't seen my sister in a long time, so it was really, really needed. Okay, so here we are with only the concealer on. Do I want to build a little bit? I might, just a hair, knowing that there's no foundation on yet. There we go. That is such a good shade and just such a good texture consistency product. Lately I've been using this Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I mean, I have bounced around a little bit, but I've been using this quite a bit. I've had it like out on the table. It's an on the table product right now. So I'm going to use some of that with my powder puff on my under eye. Get it together, Em. Before I bring in the powder foundation. Okay, kind of ended up setting the whole T-zone just by default there, just by instinct. Ooh, I did get some cool foundation samples too. I got the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation, and I got the Good Apple from KVD there, so I'll be trying those. So I'm gonna dust away any A little bit of excess there where that powder went. Also, my friends, I'm not one of those who's quick to like rip down the Christmas decor on the day after Christmas. Like, I'm just so used to the whole Christmas season going through the new year, the holiday season. Personally, I would feel so strange if I stripped it all down. Now, I know everybody's different, so that's fine, whatever you need to do. But it's funny how like some of the influencers, you know, the people on Instagram who are so quick to get it up, it's like they want that stuff down after Christmas. It's just kind of funny. It's like, did you really like having that up? You know, I really like this brush for my Laura Geller powder foundations, this retractable kabuki. So I think I'm going to use it with this Super Stay, which I have in 128. So I'm going to really gently get into the product because I know how soft it is. And I'm just going to begin doing some patting and then maybe a little buff, especially over the areas that don't have concealer. And we'll see what this does today. We'll see how it wears. Ooh, see that nice coverage that just went over the nose? Matte. No, I absolutely adore the way this house looks with all its Christmas decor up, so it is hard for me to let go of that. But I do kind of transition, I've talked about this before, to more of a winter decor. I will leave a few lighted garlands around and like little winter trees and stuff like that. You know, the Santa Clauses are going away, but some snowmen are going to stay out, okay? If you live where I live, you still got a lot of cold months. Probably the coldest months are still ahead of us. I think it's looking pretty darn even. Did they call this full coverage? Yeah, they do. They do call it a full coverage hybrid powder foundation. I think they just mean like, you know, you could wear it as powder or you could wear it as powder foundation. Like, I'm not so sure I want to go so thick with it that it looks full coverage on my skin. You know what I'm saying? I'm still seeing like little freckles through this. That's kind of my barometer. You know, I know that the really full coverage stuff blanks those out, but I feel like I've built it to just a medium place, but I still look very even and I look very matte. Yeah, I'm content. I'm happy with that. Oh, I also got the little Beauty Insider birthday gift from Sephora. It's from Nest. You guys have probably been seeing this. It gives you a little candle and like a fragrance and a fragrance oil, I believe. It smells really good. As soon as I open the box, I think it's that grapefruit candle. I haven't had any candles from Nest before. Wow, that's fresh. That makes me think like summer immediately. This indigo scent, I tried this. This is really good. I like that. And then I haven't yet tried this adorable little thing. Look how cute this is. The orange perfume oil. Look how little. Just tiny. I thought, wow, that's a pretty great little gift. I love that. For the next few steps, I just basically got this for myself and called it Christmas. I got some stuff from Dibs. I've been learning about this brand really on YouTube and a little bit on TikTok as well. Just kind of like some multitasking cream stick, easy makeup. They call it like Desert Island Beauty. I got a couple shades of these double sticks that contain both a bronzer and a blush. I've had a chance to use both. I love the blush colors. One of them is a little bit more, like I was thinking that would be more of a cool pink, but kind of like a soft coral. And the other one is a little bit deeper. You can see a little more pinky, a little more deep coral. And then the other end, we've got this sort of tan bronzy color, and the other one is a little bit deeper. I'm going to use the stick that's overall just a little deeper. The blush shade is not so basic, and the bronzer shade is Ice Chai. You'll see, like, this isn't really my usual cream bronzer color. Like, it seems almost a little orangey, but yet still kind of deep. Kind of funny how I'm going to be using all these creams on a powder foundation day, but that's okay. We'll contour a little bit down here. But yesterday I used it and it came together well enough. Plus, these sticks, they smell good. They smell kind of like vanilla. But I'm just going to use my Sephora 56 to blend this in. And you'll see, like, we make it work. But I think I expected both of those sticks, just judging by what I saw online, I expected them to both be a little, like, deeper and cooler. So it's just hard to know sometimes. But see, that's not so bad. They blend easily. They're a really nice texture. They feel a lot like the M Cosmetics, to be honest with you. They're really nice and soft. Like if M Cosmetics So Soft Sticks are here in softness, these are maybe like just a smidge below, but still like just easy to swipe on, and they're not going to set in place too fast. That's definitely not a concern for me with these. And I like how, you know, it's kind of two things in one with the stick. Okay, so I've got that on there. You know, it's all right. It's just that color. I think when my skin is not very naturally tan, it can look a little more like artificial. You know what I'm saying? So I might throw on a little bit more of some regular bronzer, like some of my L'Oreal Bronze It Lumi in Deep. Yeah, we'll just add a little bit of that just to make everything make sense a little better. Yeah, I feel like that's all meshing together really well. Also, to my B&B watchers, I don't want this to turn into like the B&B commentary channel. I don't know if there is one of those. Is there? Tell me where it is. But when Sheila showed up at Steffi's door with Bill Spencer, what the heck? I'm thrown. And apparently they've got dirt on Taylor. Like, ugh. If you watch the show, tell me in the comments, did you see that coming? I did not. And a lot of times I think I'm pretty good at guessing what's gonna happen. Like I had that whole Thomas and the CPS call. I had that all figured out for weeks before that was revealed. Okay, I'm pleased now. I feel like this is realistic enough on my not tan at all skin. I need to get out and take walks more. You know, a couple of years ago, maybe it was because the kids were pushing to do it so much, like we'd be out walking in any weather. If it was spitting snow, we'd be out walking in it still. Like we just had that afternoon routine of it. And then I think school happened and more activities happened in the evenings. And it just didn't make sense to take those afternoon walks as much. But I feel like I need to find another way to fit it in. Okay, so we're returning to this stick now, and we're gonna use the blushy side of it, which is really pretty. I really like this color. Again with that, oh, I smelled it more when it was brand new, but there's kind of a pleasant little scent in those creams. So see this color, a little bit corally, like a deep coral, and I'm just doing a little buff over it. We're letting it blend down to the apple. You know, we wanna see the blush. Do any of you guys have fun New Year's Eve plans? We're just going to be around the house in it with the kids. Let the girls stay up a little later than usual, but probably like watch one of those mock ball drop videos. So friend says, I've been hosting people at my home. Okay, see, that's pretty. It's pigmented. It was easy to blend. Even on a powder foundation face, that was easy to work with. Perhaps the thing that I think is the most special of what I've tried so far from this Dibs line is this High Road highlight. It's a giant stick. Like you could be slathering this on your collarbone and being all like J-Lo vibes, but I really like the texture. It's very creamy and really does the job, you know, without a ton of product. So I'm dabbing this around, and now you're gonna be like, wait, that's a powder foundation look? I'm loving it. Like slightly dewy texture. I'm just stamping over it, okay? I really like it, and I think the skin needed that kind of dewy boost. It doesn't feel tacky because we've sheared it out to the extent that like it doesn't feel sticky whatsoever, but it's really, really a pretty look. Love that. Just use this CoverGirl Priming Glow Mist. I've always enjoyed this one. Nice. And there's the complexion so far. Loving. At this point, I'm going to put on some of my cooling stuff. I love this Fenty Ice. The Gloss Bomb in Cold Hearted. I like just having it on at some point during my makeup routine and letting it sit there. I swear it does some plumping, but it just feels so cooling and refreshing. I really like it. Super minty, like the strongest end of minty. Okay, then I'm gonna do my brow. I'm gonna use my Kosas Brow Pop. This is not new. As you know, it's got that little mini teardrop shape and the square shape in the hand, which is so nice. It's just a really good texture. Dark brown is a great color for me, so we'll get those all filled in. And see, I still feel like I want more blush, but I don't want to buff into my cheeks any more than I already have, you know? I see people sometimes on TikTok and they're talking about how, oh, I'll set my cream blush with my powder blush. And a lot of the really good cream blushes like will last, like you don't totally have to do that process. But I just think people like applying more blush, you know? Go for it. Let's just tell it like it is. I like blush. I want more blush. Yeah, I'll jump on that bandwagon. Apply double the blush every day, sure. I remember when Mally had those nice little blush duos out, and it was cream and powder. And it was a really true traditional feeling cream, and I do think it benefited from being set. Some do, some really do. But then there's some, like, I mean, you get one of those rare beauty blushes and it's so full color on its own. Like, it's everything that you could possibly need color-wise. And like the Persona sticks as well. Not a big need to add anything extra with those. Okay, and then I'm experimenting with my little Milani brow wax, liquid brow wax they call it. I really like the hold. As you saw in my last video, if you watched that, it leaves a little white cast in my brows and sometimes some little white specks. So I think they should make this tinted and try to keep the exact same consistency though, because it's really good and it does hold. But I just go through and I kind of grab some of those little flecks. Okay, I am going to add a little bit of my Mellow Wine blush from Wet n Wild. I've been using this like crazy lately. I love this color. I think it's a great like kind of fall winter color. I think it kind of coordinates with what I already had on too. Just bumping it up. Not that the stick wasn't doing enough for me. Like it was, and I could have easily built it more. I just didn't want to rake over the skin with that cream blush brush. Yep, double blush. I can get on board with that. Okay, we're going to do some Milani eyeshadow primer, and then I have a new eyeshadow palette. It's kind of the crown jewel, I feel, of what I got for Christmas, alongside that replica perfume. Those are probably like the favorite gifts. But yeah, a little primer on. Thank you, Mom and Dad. I got the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette, the first one. So I've been all about that rose one that I've had like for a solid year. I've been a major fan of that. And part of what I was telling myself throughout the year was like, they're probably pretty similar. They're both kind of neutral palettes, but no, the bronze is a whole other story. So I got the bronzy one, the first one that came out, and it's got that cream panel there and the varying textures up top. Like we have some just wildly shimmery shades, we've got some less shimmery shades, and then all those beautiful mattes across the bottom. Just hold it still and let the camera do its job, man. I'm really liking it so far. I've used it for like 3 or 4 days straight and I'm all about it. I find these palettes so fun. There's just such nice quality. There's such an ease with them. I love using these neutral mattes and kind of just setting up my crease and really just enjoying the heck out of the look. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to do a look with this. We're going to use this one right down here. So yeah, not a brand new palette on the market, but you guys know how I'm pretty much keeping up with what I want to be reviewing on my channel. I'm pretty on top of a lot of the new stuff. It's sort of the goal here most of the time. So this was a really refreshing little thing to get. So I'm getting my crease all set up with that second shade. This shade actually has a little shimmer in it as well. But yeah, we're just using this nice little, like ever so slightly warm brown to get that crease looking all smooth. Okay, and then we're going to deepen it up a little bit. We're going to go right over here to its neighbor. Medium, a little bit warmer. Just add and build. I just love the glitziness I get. The way the shadows cling. Even those sparkly ones, just like this is what I was raving about with the rose one. You get one of those glitzy shimmers on the lid and it's there. It's there for the day. Like I was looking just as glitzy at 5 o'clock as I was at 6 in the morning with it on, you know? And I do credit my Milani eyeshadow primer, but I also think that the shadow is just built to last. Okay, I've blended these 2 shades right here into my crease. By the way, I'm wearing a very pale pink on my fingers. It's the shade Fairy Floss from Les Mini Macaroon. I'm going to use a little bit of this. It is visible, the shimmer, but it's not like metallic. But it's like a little shimmer set in a matte powder. I'm going to use a little bit of that just up. Not for some kind of big vibrant highlight, but more just like a smooth it all out highlight. I even just used my crease brush to do that. I also spit all over my mirror. Then I'm going to go under the flap and I'm going to use a little bit of this deep color. I'm going to dab some of that on the outer part of the lid, just making sure this is all focusing for you to see. And I just dab these in with my finger whenever I pull for them. I don't always use them, but they kind of set things up nicely. Give you a nice little base and you end up getting like extra intensity out of your dark shades in the palette. So just tapping that in on the lid. And then I'm going to take my nice flat brush here and I'm going to go to my deepest brown. And the satisfaction of putting this down, and it's just such a nice, classic, what you see is what you get brown. Just as intense as you hoped it would be. And get that all over the crease, a little bit up. We'll be blending and everything, but wow, love this. It is basic, but it's like basic with a glam twist because there's so much fun texture to play with. Okay, then I'm going to work inward a little bit on the lid with this reddish brown right here. And get that coming inward, fading out from the deepest, darkest brown, all over that lid. These palettes are just so enjoyable. In my opinion, worth it. The experience of applying is just so satisfying. Okay, I'm going to go back to that same shade now with my small pointed brush, going straight to the crease and kind of like swirling, like radiating out from the crease just a little bit. Look what we've done there. We've gone straight into the darkness and then just we're kind of helping it merge out. Oh, I love this process. And I also love how this works with absolutely anything you're wearing, you know. This kind of an eye. And if I want it to be more rosy, I can just go to the Major Dimension 2. The original love for me. Cold, cold, hot. Okay, I want to take a little bit of my straight up most medium shade here and kind of reinforce that on the outside now. Add a little bit more. Now that we kind of see the shape of the darkness, see how we can just let things look a little more blended up. Oh, it's just a little toasted marshmallow, you know? I just love this look. Look at that, just, woo, the darkness, but the fade out. Okay, then I'm taking a smaller flat brush and we're gonna play with some of the shimmers. This one, it can be downright glitzy, wet looking, but applied with a brush, it will be the one that looks a little more sheer. These two, very, very intense with the brush, a little less shimmer here, and then we have like a dark shade that could practically be like crease as well. It's got some shimmer. More of a classic feeling, like shimmery chestnut eyeshadow. So I think I'm gonna go inward with some of this pretty peachy shade here, and I gotta make sure I'm in focus because this is satisfying. Just let that come to meet the depth. Oh, it's so pretty. It just looks so glamorous. I was about to say it looks expensive. Well, it was. Bubba and I's big gift to each other this year is actually a new bed. We're getting the California King he's always needed for his height. And it's a Tempur-Pedic. I don't know anything about this stuff. It's going to be a new experience. Hope I like it. Hope it's comfy. I love putting this on, but you do have to know when to quit. That's part of the strategic element of applying glitzy shimmer. Know when to stop, because past a certain point it's not sticking to anything anymore. And that's when you will be complaining about fallout on the cheeks. Now I'm going to take a little bit of my lightest little pearl over here. It's kind of like the same texture as what we just put on, but even brighter and lighter. And that's going to come around the inner corner, just like so. Okay, lovely, lovely. I'm gonna do a little lightness in my lower inner rim. You've maybe seen a lot of people on TikTok coming in with like the stark white on the lower lash line, and I was one who did that for a while, but the ABH Duo pencil here, Duo highlighting pencil, this end, the Matte Camille and Sand Shimmer is the shade of this, but the matte end, like it lasts so well in the waterline. It's a little thicker pencil. I think it just lays down more fully. It's meant to be like an underbrow highlight, but I like it in here if I want to be bright there. That's what I will do. It's not as loud as white, but it lasts really, really well. And then I'm feeling like using this palette on the lower lash line today. Just try and stop me. I'm gonna take my little fine smudge brush and I'm gonna go into this. I love this shade on the lower lash line, this shimmer that's right here, that brown, okay? Picking up a little bit and just smudging her right down in there. And then we can soften it up, like we can smoke it and soften it with one of the other shades, but this is so pretty. And then we can bring in small pointed, and maybe we go for a little bit of this right here, a little bit of that matte. So pretty. Do we want to do liner? I'll do a little brown liner on the upper lash line here. This is Persona. Persona 24-hour waterproof eye pencil. I feel like I don't even have to introduce them anymore. But I'm just going to use a little bit of that on like the outer part of my upper lash line. And the bronze, I was going to say, would be really pretty on the lower lash line with this palette. I'll do that in the future. And then I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to use my telescopic lift. I talked about this in my last video and I used it in conjunction with a primer. In between shooting that video and today, I realized it's actually pretty good on its own. So we're going to do that. If you missed the last video, this is a new mascara on the market from L'Oreal. It's got a completely bare side and then really small bristles all around the rest. And I think you can kind of use that bare side to apply some product and really like let that product just touch your lashes and then use the comb to rake it on through. Kind of like CoverGirl Supersizer, just a little bit different looking brush. But Supersizer also tried that bare thing and it worked well for me. It kept my lashes from getting clumped together. And using this without that new primer, Sky High primer, I feel like the lashes get less clumpy. I think that primer kind of clumped them together. But having that side that just has product and no bristles, it kind of speeds up the process because it really gets some product on there, but then you have the comb to rake them through. And I feel like, you know, about one coat there, a pretty lengthened out lash look for me. Oh, also a little update on this highly rated. This is a tubing mascara from Milani. And it's kind of trying to be like Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions, I think. Or, you know, kind of serve the same purpose as I would use Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water for on my lower lashes. You know, I want something there that does not smudge. I've used that a couple times on my lower lashes and I have had a little smudging, just a little bit. I don't know if there's still some pigment in that is just being a little troublemaker, but I don't know. I'll give it a few more shots just on the chance that it was something else, but I also used it on a day when there was absolutely no other darkness on my eyes and to be continued, but Cali Ray gives me no concerns. I can tell you one thing, I definitely like this better than just regular telescopic on me, and I do feel like it does a decent job actually with the curl holding, this mascara alone. Sometimes with this brush shape it's a little tricky to hit those inner corners, but we're doing it somehow. I wouldn't say I like this better than Superhero. Do I like it better than, oh dang. Of course I booped it on the nose there. I think it might be a little more lengthening than Lash Paradise. Really kind of enjoying that mascara so far, and I suspect it's gonna probably get even better as time goes on for me. Just because it's a little juicy with product right now, and I think it'll build a little bit faster actually as it dries, ever so slightly more in the tube, but I'm just doing a little Cali Ray now. I think in going after this side and trying to hit all my lashes here, I dropped the curl the way I was coming at the lashes. Like I think I'm gonna need to be fully satisfied with this. I think I'm gonna have to hold it out this way. Because when I go in this way, I'm working really hard to make sure like actual bristles do touch some of my inner lashes. And I think I'm just gonna have to be like using it this way to try to maintain some of that lift. And it's gonna feel awkward for a while, but I gotta try to do that, you know, because coming in too much from this way does drop the curl down. Okay, on the lips, I'm gonna get rid of some of that moisture from the Fenty, but now the lips feel really, really good. And I do have some red on today, so I'm thinking of a reddish lip or a soft red lip. I was thinking about NARS Velvet Matte Lip Pencil in Dolce Vita. I haven't pulled this one out in a while. I was obsessed with this one for a time. Isn't that kind of nice? Like red, but not too loud. I think the lips just look pillowy and wonderful with that on, actually. I'll do my little finishing touch step with a little bit of Kosas Morphe Under Eye Bullet Brush and come into this zone right here. That little seam between under eye and blush. Maybe a little T-zone too. Is that it? See, there actually is some good length there. Really nice. Okay, I'm gonna take out my hot rollers now. And I just had these heating up, guys, while I did my skincare. That's the amount of heat up time I gave them. How long did I really take? Probably about 5 minutes, because I got up here and I ice rolled my face for a minute or so. And I did my serums and my creams, and I tweezed my eyebrows. So all in all, it was maybe 5 minutes or a little bit more. If you're wondering about what hot roller set to get, I did a pretty comprehensive video talking about 3 of the best sets. They're in 3 different price ranges. And these are the Remingtons that I'm using now, and I really, really like them. I didn't do this as I went along, but sometimes as I go, I'll spritz those curls that haven't been shaken out yet. I just put all my rollers back into my container while I'm letting these like cool even further. I mean, they came out pretty cool, but like just let them sit as they are before I shake it out. But that set is the 1 inch and 1 1/4 inch set. So then I just toss my head over, do shampoo fingers on the scalp, break up where those rollers were sitting on the scalp, flip it back up, part your hair however you want. Okay, and there we go. We've got our hot roller style. And you know what else I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add a little bit of Own Your Empire just to like, do like almost a little ombre thing here. Keep it lighter and softer in the middle, but with some actual real true red on the outsides. So guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments section of any fantastic beauty gifts you got over the holidays. And yeah, I will see you guys again very soon. I love you. Bye.